To the Point with Michael Williams.
A new semester about to begin at Florida Atlantic University as the school, like all others, faces new challenges. Good morning and welcome. John Kelly, now in his third year as president of the university that has more than 30,000 students and 6 campuses. Thank you, President, for being with us.
Thank you very much, Michael. Nice
3 years, right before air, we were talking, you were shaking your head. It's gone in a hurry.
It has flown by.
Talk about, as you set the table, FAU, where it was, where it is now, where it's gone.
Well, when I came here, we were, I think, facing some challenges we had to overcome. And
chiefly among them?
Well, we had some issues around things that had happened on campus. We had a number of issues that actually attracted national headlines. And so what we've tried to do is really, let's focus on our students, let's focus on the academics, let's focus on getting great faculty, and let's move forward. And I feel really good about where we are. We've come a long way, and we still have a long way to go, but we're excited about the future.
You talk about some of the issues, I'll get to those in a moment. Some were controversial issues that raise issues about free speech, and there's a roaring debate about what's going on our campuses nationwide. We want to talk about that in a moment. Last year, FAU ranked #1 in the state, and that has revenue implications. This year fell to 7th. And what does that mean in terms of money? I understand you'll receive $19 million this year, down from $25 million last year.
Right.
What happened with the rankings? Everybody looks at them. What's going on?
Well, the rankings change from year to year, so a big part of the rankings deals with student success. And so if you look at this past year, we look at, right now at least, at 6-year graduation rates in the rankings. So the class that we were really judged on was admitted in 2010. If those students dropped out of school any time along the way, they're gone. And so your graduation rates, like our graduation rate did increase from 48 to 48.5%, but it didn't increase enough to get the extra points. So we ended up going from 10th place to 5th place to 1st place to 7th, and my goal is to get back up to the top.
The drop of about $6 million in extra revenue funding, will that mean cutbacks, and if so, where are you looking?
No, the top 3 universities in these metrics get money above all the other ones. So we had extra money by being in the top 3, but having the $19 million extra new dollars from the legislature is certainly a big help.
Talk about the Jupiter campus. Recent headline, FAU's Jupiter campus, which is a jewel, millions in investments, but fewer students, as 2 giant biotech firms. A recent Sun Sentinel article talks about research firms on the Jupiter campus, top-tier faculty, hundreds of millions, state and local dollars. But at the same time, FAU's overall enrollment has increased by 15%, but the Jupiter campus serving only about 1,100 degree-seeking students. What's going on with the mix there? What are the concerns you have, and how do you jumpstart that?
Well, there's several different types of students at the Jupiter campus.
Sure.
Some of them are education students that are taking courses in education. Our core there, though, is the students in the Honors College. So we have about 300 or so students in the Honors College. My goal is to grow that to 1,000, and eventually the campus would have about 3,000 students. One of the challenges with the honors students is this is a really, really fine honors college. So it's not honors in a major. This whole college is an honors college. And so the scholarshiping issue is one of the big constraints right now. We have to get more money for scholarships if we're going to keep having more and more students come to that campus. But I'm extremely optimistic. The relationships with Scripps are very positive, with Max Planck are very positive. Max Planck has really done extremely well here recently. And we had 2 Nobel Prize winners there last year, and so we got to interact with them, looking at the future of the relationship with Max Planck.
Nursing program, I know you want to talk about that, and right before we went on air, you were excited about another aspect of the med program. Talk about both of those.
Well, there's a couple new programs that FAU has started. We have a program we call Med Direct.
Med Direct?
Yeah, like med is in med school, direct. And what it means is a high school student, a super high achieving high school student. So right now we're looking at National Merit Scholars. And I participate in the interviews. The admissions group for the College of Medicine participates in the interviews. And we interview students around the country that we believe have the ability to go straight from college to med school. But they're high school students. So we give them the pathway to have a direct approach to med school as a National Merit Scholar. And then we did the same thing this year with our own high school, which is a research high school on campus, the #1 rated lab school in the whole state of Florida. 4 of those students who are National Merit Scholars have now already been admitted to med school. They graduated high school in May, and then I just shook 2 of their hands in the graduation earlier this week who are now on their way to med school.
President Kelly, talk about the nursing program as well. There's also been some significant enrollment increases, I understand that.
We've increased the nursing program. There's a huge problem in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, there's a huge shortage of
My sister's
nurses.
a nurse in the Mid-South. It's a problem everywhere.
Even hospitals giving signing bonuses to nurses coming on board. So there's about 6,000 fewer nurses than there were just back in 2010. There's a real concern in that, about 30,000 projected for the country, shortage of doctors. So when you look at those two health professions and you look at the population shift coming, particularly into South Florida, of people maybe needing more and more care, it's a huge concern. So we've gone up to 125 nurses that we admitted, or potential nurses that we admitted into our fall class. It's hard to grow those programs quickly because they require, you don't want a nurse who read about how to do IVs in a book. You want someone who's had the practical opportunities to practice as well. So we put curriculum together that's not only just the classroom curriculum, but in-hospital experiences.
When you first came, as you assumed the presidency, I remember us talking, and one of the complaints, again, statewide, nationwide, is that universities need to do more and more to be a linkage with their community so that the young people out there are linked to businesses that can create and give them opportunities out of school. Where do you feel FAU stands in terms of continuing to enhance that linkage as a regional driver for the education and also the job opportunity with businesses that you work with in our region and our state and beyond?
Well, our goal is in the year 2019 to be designated as a Carnegie Institution for Engagement. So we're working constantly to connect not only with the business community, but we serve a lot of the nonprofits too. We did over 250,000 hours of service as a university last year through courses or just through student volunteering to work in the community. But some of that's structured in a way that just directly working with somebody who is already working with kids, say, in the community who are underserved, but some of it's also working with the Economic Development Council in Palm Beach County to help drive the economy, and Kelly Smallridge with the Business Development Board to help bring people to the county that can help the prosperity of the county.
A few issues that are not directly apropos to FAU alone, but certainly part of what we talk about with universities nationwide. Now, the Trump administration says it's looking at investigating and suing universities over affirmative action admission policies that they see as potentially discriminating against white applicants. Talk about that. You saw the headline. Your reaction?
Yeah, that's certainly a national debate that's going on. I don't know that it'll be such a problem for us to deal with really in actuality, because we're 52% minority as an institution. That's just with an open admissions process. There's no controlling of race in that process. We're about 25% Hispanic serving, and then 28% other kinds of backgrounds, other kinds of ethnicities, and around 48% white. So the institution has a tremendous amount of diversity just by its normal application pool. And that's typical for South Florida. That's very typical. FIU, UM have a lot of diversity already just by the number of applicants that come in.
Your take more broadly about the Trump administration action. Obviously, it's engendered its share of support and its share of deep criticism as well. Your general thoughts?
I think it's going to be a long debate. I don't think that's something that's going to quickly happen and it's all over and we have a new set of rules. I think there's going to be a lot of discussion. University presidents across the country have signed support for the DACA agreements of having kids who came here and went to high school here continue to be able to go to college and contribute to the economy. So it's certainly not an easy issue for everybody to work through, but I'm very confident that our university will continue to thrive.
But you do not see at your university that kind of potential for discrimination based on the numbers you just gave me. And talk about the FAU student. Where are you pulling your students? If you did a slice in time, where are your students coming from? I remember when FAU was a small commuter school, now a major university. Talk about the student body.
Well, our students come from all over Florida, of course, primarily Broward and Palm Beach County. Kids like to go to school close to where they go to home. But we're becoming a bit of a national attraction, too. I think we were about 6% out-of-state students when I came here, somewhere around 5 or 6%. We're somewhere around 11% now. The demand from out-of-state students will grow, and if we do well in sports, which are on national television, that will grow even more.
Talk about your chief programs that are really the foundation. We'll talk about sports in a moment, but your chief academic programs that you want to continue to be the drivers for students here and out of state.
Well, obviously the nursing program is a premier program. The kids graduating from there have a chance of making over $50,000 a year, out of school. Our average starting salaries are about $40 right now for the universities, and that's I think us or FIU are always one of the top two in starting salaries. But the majors of high interest right now, certainly engineering. We have about 3,600 students in the engineering disciplines, and as far as a mix, that's only 15% women, which is high. If you think of across the country, women just are not as drawn to engineering, or engineering has not been as responsive to women. But we just hired a female dean for the College of Engineering, so that could change. The business college is still growing. We have, I think, the 6th largest business college. So we're thinking that the accounting-related programs, STEM-related disciplines are certainly still strong. Science, technology, College of Science is very big.
Let me ask 2 final questions. We'll finish on sports. You've got a new head football coach in Lane Kiffin. One of the issues around the country, again, is about growing intolerance among students with one another on campus when it comes to issues of freedom of expression, ongoing complaints that too often now students don't want to listen to any point of view that is not their own. FAU's had its own issues. You had the Stomp on Jesus incident that I think you alluded to at the top of the broadcast. It was a classroom exercise. Professor left, came back. Have another professor you're embroiled in a lawsuit with right now who questioned Sandy Hook. Above and beyond that, you've had your experience with those issues, but how are you working with students as a student body about this issue that we see on some campuses about intolerance for other points of view?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, we have had what I think is healthy dialogue about a lot of these things. We shouldn't shy away from things that have controversy around them. We should be willing to ask questions and have dialogue and discussion. And a faculty member, one of our distinguished teachers of the year, came to me actually earlier this week, and he said, why don't we have faculty groups that come together around each of the platforms, which were these things we put in our strategic plan, and let's think through how we create a healthy dialogue, and we get people used to understanding that it's okay to listen to other people's viewpoints without getting so reactionary toward that viewpoint. Can't we just have a discussion so I can understand where you're coming from, you can understand where I'm coming from, but most importantly as our faculty, that we understand that the students need to have that perspective as well. So I'm actually very encouraged. I told one of the people over in the provost office let's get that started this fall.
I want to hear more about that and follow up on their program. We'll end on sports. You've been smiling. Lane Kiffin, your new head football coach. Of course, if you're a football fan, as I am, you care. It's a big deal, college football. But above and beyond that, what do you hope at the end of the day success potentially on the football field will mean for that university, for your university?
Well, I came here from Clemson, so this has been a good year.
Yeah. You've been a happy man all year.
I have been a very happy person this year. I have high aspirations, actually, for the program. We're going to put a lot of things in place that we think will make the program more successful. One of those was getting Lane. I flew to every single one of the recruiting visits trying to find the right head coach. I was extremely impressed with his credentials, but also his passion for winning. And having spent time with him now, and I was out at practice for a few minutes this morning, those guys are in a lot different shape. They're ready to go, and I'm excited about getting to a bowl game. But
above and beyond football, and you and I have talked a little bit about this, it's also for those who come and are boosters for your program, who support it in other ways. The fact that it helps put FAU even more on the map has benefits that go far beyond the athletic department and the football field potentially, as it does for any university, a Clemson, a Florida, my alma mater, a Florida State, a UCF, on and on and on.
It's very true. As you raise the profile of the university, that spirit of winning is contagious. I mean, it goes through everything. You start winning in sports, you start wanting to win in the classroom, you start wanting to win in any academic competition, the best racing team, or whatever you have out there, they start playing to win. And I think that's a really important attitude in life. It doesn't matter what you do. Do you want to just kind of participate, or do you want to win? And that's what I hope Kiffin brings to the table.
Thank you for your time, President Kelly. We appreciate it. I assume you've deep-sixed the Clemson clothing and have got all your FAU gear ready for this year.
I do.
We appreciate your time, and we hope to have you back on To The Point.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Pleasure, President. Thank you for your time. Coming up, could a dangerous drug become a major political issue? Our roundtable takes that on and more.